Teen Wolf fans lucky enough to be in Hall H at San Diego Comic-Con on Thursday got a first glimpse at footage from the upcoming Teen Wolf movie on Paramount Plus. I will be discussing things that might be considered spoilers. If you want to watch the Teen Wolf movie as a total virgin, do not watch this video. Seriously, my work with the official Teen Wolf Wiki and my visit to set give me certain insights into some things that might not be obvious to the casual viewer. So if you don't want spoilers, look away. Let's break it down, starting with the voiceover.
You want retribution against him, his friends, everyone he loves. Set me free, and we'll play a new game. A game of chaos, strife, and pain.
For those of you who know, you know. This is a villain we've heard before. If you don't recognize the voice, you have about 5 seconds to ditch this video before I spoil it for you forever. 3, 2, 1.
If you answer correctly, we might consider letting them go.
Letting who go?
Your friends. Your family. Everyone who ever meant something to you.
So, that's happening. When we last saw this particular fox spirit, it had been trapped by Isaac in a box made from Nemeton wood. He and Chris Argent then left the country with the Nogitsune tucked into their carry-on bag. The only question remaining after the trailer is who exactly is Void talking to in this voiceover? Who is he offering the opportunity for retribution? And who is angry enough at our little band of heroes to give up their free will to a 1,000-year-old trickster spirit? There are 0 clues to those questions offered in the visuals of the trailer, but the quick cut scenes do offer some tantalizing glimpses at some of our favorite characters. First, we get what appears to be Scott in silhouette, followed quickly by an injured Liam struggling to get up. Now, this scene actually goes with this bit from later in the trailer, showing Hikari Zhang in a similar state. It seems both she and Liam fought and lost just before these scenes. Then we have a phalanx of Oni facing off in a scene that reminds me of this one from Season 3. We know the Nogitsune can create these vast illusions, and my guess is an illusion is what we're seeing here. These shadows running through the woods appear to me to be Scott and Eli Hale. I mean, yeah, that could be Malia. We do see them running together later at the school. Basically, there's just a lot of running in this movie. A dead deputy? Probably not the only one. Deputies are kind of Teen Wolf's red shirts, after all. Then we see Sheriff Stilinski's backside facing off with 3 of the demon warriors. Now, this looks like the same foggy landscape we saw before, but I don't think it is. The first one looks like an illusion with the arch and other dressing, whereas this one looks like the damaged forest we'll see during the daytime later in the piece. And Roscoe makes an appearance alongside Eli and Scott, again, running for their lives, apparently. Sheriff Stilinski in mortal danger on the ground. Not a great position, but it's defensible if you have a gun and your opponent isn't bulletproof. I can't tell if this is Scott's house or not. A lot of the original sets are still standing, but some have been reconfigured from the way they were during the run of the show. I'm not sure who lives here, but I believe that figure coming in is Deaton. I mean, I love you, Seth Gillum, but you're the only cast member showing that much scalp skin, to be honest. Okay, so this actually interests me a lot. I have no idea what happened here, but something big hit this part of Beacon Hills Preserve. You've got what amounts to a perfect circle of destruction. The trees look blasted, not just burned. Now, I think this is where we saw the sheriff and the Oni in that nighttime shot. In this scene, you've got Lydia and a figure I think might be Jackson surveying the damage, while someone who might be Malia and a deputy return to the patrol car in the background. Again, I don't know what any of this is, but I think it's important to the plot. And we have a lovely moment with a terrified father and son, Tyler Hoechlin and Vince Mattis. More Vince Mattis here as Malia gets all grrr at something while Eli is just like, okay, we have to go now. I can't say much about this because I know exactly what's happening here because I was there when it was filmed. Now, I think it's obvious that's a mountain ash pour, so I'm not too worried about revealing that. I'll just say this is the start of an epic thing that leads to another epic thing in the Teen Wolf movie. Knowing what we know now about who the big bad is, we can tell that this is Void menacing Eli directly.
Okay.
I think that's Hikari again with the sword. Can't be sure, but it seems like her. Okay, I love this. Peter lighting a cigar with a blowtorch. I have no words to describe how happy seeing this made me. Then we get the money shot with both Tylers doing their grrr faces. I do have a question though. I think this figure in the back is Melissa, but she's armed with a gun. I mean, it could be Allison, but Allison's hair is straight in the movie, and this is obviously a bouncy body of curls. If Melissa is packing, though, I feel sorry for anything that gets in her way.
Okay.
Again, we're in the devastated portion of the preserve at night. This silhouette is Mason, as you will see in a moment.
Chaos.
Okay, we have to talk about this. First, who is the kid? Second, what is going on with those ears? I don't think we've seen ears that pronounced since way back in the pilot. Also, are the walls closing in on them here? Is this an Indiana Jones ancient temple trap? I mean, I love this scene, but it's very confusing when taken with the rest of the trailer. There's Mason, Deputy Mason Hewitt. I'm thrilled by this particular character development. First, I always loved Mason because he was just so happy to be a part of the team. Here, he's a grown-ass man, and that desire to help people has led him into public service. I absolutely love that. Next up, the magical tree stump has been clear-cut or moved. They were never really clear on if it could move or just cause people not to see it when it didn't want to be seen. Either way, yay, Nematon or Nematon, whichever one you prefer. Okay, so again, I was at this location, so I can't really speculate. I kind of already know. I do think it's obvious that she's yelling Allison here, just like in this scene from season 3. Okay, the less said about this part, the better. Derek seems badly wounded. Don't like that. Scott seems to be taking someone's pain here, but it is taking a serious toll on him. And honestly, it's almost as bad as this scene from season 3 with Derek and Cora. I don't even want to speculate what that might mean. This part is pretty straightforward. It's the Allison reveal to Chris, followed by the woman herself, Hero walking in front of a burning car.